Now is the time. You don't want to wait. This is summer season. This is moringa season. So get yourself a big tree. Text 813-696-6676, big tree, to win a free big tree. Or go to our website at growmoringa.com, hit the shop button, and that'll take you to purchase a big tree. Right now, they're 50% off. So right now in our shop, you can get them for 50% off. And if you want to get these in bulk, 50, 100, 1,000 at a time, come inside the members area, and we have wholesale deals on bulk orders of big trees. Right now, you can get an even bigger, better special deal. How beautiful is this? You could get your moringa farm started today, and you can see that I've got thousands of them in my field. I just cut back. We just got lots of greens. We're living and swimming in abundance, and I want you to as well. I'm Kendrick Henry, your local USA moringa farmer. Thanks a lot for watching. Right now, if you text big tree to 813-696-6676, I'll send you a nice big tree in the mail. This Saturday, we're having a drawing, and if you'd like to win a free big tree, just text me at 813-696-6676, and we'll have a drawing this Saturday on our weekly podcast. This is the root, and the taproot is going to regrow even bigger all the way down here. So this is going to go in a pot like this. This is going to reshoot all new sticks and stems and leaves for you when you get it. Just stick her in a pot, or put her in the ground, or put her in the greenhouse, and you'll enjoy a nice big moringa tree before the end of the summer. It's best to harvest the moringa trees and the greens early when it's fresh. Yesterday it was starting to get to be afternoon, and after I finished harvesting these trees, I wanted to wait for the rest of the day and then come back early in the morning. So I had a great day yesterday. Was filled with lots of, say, moments where I had to reflect on where I am now, where I've come from, where I'm going in this business, in the industry, and how I'm overcoming some of the things that cause me to, some elevated anxiety, like technology. We all have a phone. We've all kind of had a computer, and maybe more so lately we've been, even moving away from computers, and mostly everybody's on their phones. But I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice to learn these new skills. Otherwise, I'm just going to be left behind. My business is, probably no longer going to exist, so to speak. Otherwise, I'm just creating a job for myself. I'm really pushing the company on the back end to be more tech savvy. It's like a technology company, AI company. You can say all of the companies that are going to be remaining in this space are creative companies. And so we spent a couple hours yesterday on a call with our members. And thankfully, a small group of us are dedicated enough to be there pretty much every single day. And those people that are there with me and the others that are hanging out with each other are also experiencing this desire to want to succeed and push. So we're really pushing the envelope with tech, because now our company, the Grow Moringa Collective, now offers very high level business training, very, very high level business training. And it's actually really affordable, where we're giving so much value in teaching you so many new skills and things to do and learn in your business. It would be a detriment if you didn't jump on the opportunity right now, because with what we're putting in there right now, we're definitely, we have something really huge, really massive. And that's a team of people just like you watching, that have been watching me for many years, even wanting to know how to get to the next level. While growing is important, I'd say it's honestly maybe half, if not less, than half of the skill that's needed to have a successful farm today. A lot of what I do isn't even farming as much. And this is what I was kind of joking around yesterday, is I might spend entire day just looking outside, wishing that I was outside. And I may be on the phone a lot. I may be making content a lot on film, making videos, editing videos, making social media, talking with my team about strategy and social media. So, moral of what I'm saying is, we spent about 4 hours together yesterday on call. And thankfully we had our co-founder there, Jason, there helping us with our high-level business strategies. He's really been a backbone to our success when it comes to tech, the website, the phone number, things working. Even though as much as I'm like, this is broken, or this doesn't work, it's mostly because I'm making lots of changes. I'm making lots of shifts, and I'm figuring out what we sell, what we don't sell. We're putting together offers. We're creating new web pages and funnels, and so we haven't really, even in the last 4 years of having this particular business model with the coaching and the training, gotten to a point now where we just were like, okay, I think we know what we do, we know what we don't do, we know what our website looks like and what it should have on it. We're even getting better at what it shouldn't have. We're trying to teach our members that when they market and advertise, just like I have to remind myself this, the customer only wants to see, or is able to really clearly see, one action at a time. And so if you have a page, a web page, or something that has, hey, check this out. Oh, by the way, there's this. Oh, and not to mention, we have this going on. And then, there's this sale. Then you don't really get anything. You lose sometimes everything. So we spent 4 hours yesterday working on our automations, and also helping our team to get their businesses more established. We have a website builder. We have a funnel builder, which is really just helping to build the journey. It helps to build the journey of your customer, of a lead going into customer. That's what this channel is really about, is really higher level business strategies, teaching you about marketing, advertising, And starting with a simplistic idea, and I'll give you a hint. That simple idea is just offering something for free. It's called a free lead magnet. And what I do is I offer a free masterclass, a free book. And that goes all the way back to 2020 when John Kohler was here and he said, hey, I really love your free manual that you're offering. Is there a way for people to download it on your homepage, on your website? And I said, yeah. He said, is there a way to track those people who download it? I said, what do you mean? I'm not trying to track people. And he said, well, do you have the ability for them to provide their email and phone number and information to you? I said, no, I just let people download it. And although that was admirable, it was keeping me in the Stone Age, even in 2020. Because he said, look, I'm about to post and publish the best video, one of the best videos I've ever made. And I'm like, no way. Of course, you know, I knew it was going to be good, but the way that he edited it and everything that he put together was just a beautiful, beautiful video. It has 1.5 million views, and I still get calls and connections today saying, hey, I remember you from the John Kohler video. And I'm like, yeah, man, this man put me on. You know, a really great opportunity to be featured on someone's channel like that, and then just to have it completely blow up. It changed my life. I started making $10,000 a week in starter kits and tea and powder. I was able to hire employees and bring people on the team in 2020. When everything was going nuts and shutting down, I had just kind of gotten to that point where I was 4 years into having a website, 4 years of having a business, building customers, and also going to the farmer's market. I was at the farmer's market every day at that point for about 4 or 5 years, almost 5 years. And I had been to thousands of farmers markets. You know, I was at a market almost every day. Sometimes I'd be at 2 markets in a day, some in the morning, some in the night. All weekend, I was at markets all weekend, Saturdays and Sundays. And he said, look, I'm going to post your video on Sunday. He called me, I think it was like right when everything was shutting down, maybe like on Friday. I remember where I was exactly when he called. And I said, okay, what do I do? He said, just make sure that when they download your free manual, because that's what we promoted in the video, that you can collect their email and phone number. And I said, okay, I'll have it done by the time you post it. And sure enough, I sat there and I tried to figure it out on my website at the time. I was using a website builder, figured it out over the weekend, and then boom, video goes out. My website is on it. Hundreds of people are downloading my free manual. Thousands of people are downloading my free manual. And I'm catching their contact information. I'm catching their email and their names. So I'm getting to know the people that are interested. And so then I was able to say a shout out during the week and give them all a shout out. Say, hey, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for checking us out. We now have a special going on right now, and also I wanted to give you a quick tip. So I gave them a quick tip, today's quick tip, and that day's quick tip was pop all your tops and keep trimming your trees back when they're short and young. And so that started bringing in like $10,000 a week in sales. Starter kits, trees. I was doing trees in cone pots at the time when I moved in here. And those were just causing lots of problems, and people were not really happy with the way that they looked when they got their trees. Understandable. So I learned and I got pellets the year after in 2021 and 2022. I got pellets. But by 23, the summer of 23, I just said, screw this. I'm just going to start growing them in pots, big pots. I'm going to start growing them out in the field. And I'm just going to cut them back, pull them out of the ground, and ship them bare root. And with all of these things that I've learned, the biggest thing that I constantly struggle with in the business, even after learning how to grow the trees better and, weeding every day a little bit. I struggled with, say, like the back end stuff. So Jason and I were friends at the time, and he was doing solar, and I'm in the moringa. And he said, "Hey, let's hang out. Let's do business together." And so he came and stayed here with me over the summer of 21. So over the summer of 21, he now could see the back end of what a year had done for me in the business. I kept him up with it, and he was super excited about it. He's like, "Yo, let's partner. Let's build a business together, a moringa business." And I said, "What?" He's like, "Hey, I know that you really love your name, the Numa Nursery name, but it just seems like you're doing too many things." This is a theme that a lot of people, a lot of mentors have been trying to tell me for many years, not only in my architecture career, where I might have really crazy designs and too many things going on, and then I need to refine my design. That's what this business has been for me, refining my design. So I'm here telling you that it's going to take a little time to sit down every single day for a few hours and learn systems, learn how to capture emails, learn how to create your own website. Very simple converting websites. We're not selling something very complicated. You can give people information about who you are, where you come from, what you're doing, and also that you're tied in to this collective right here. Just like Jason and I came together, I looked at that moment as us forming our co-op, our agricultural co-op. And so I told him, I said, "Hey, we can change the name and we can go into business together and partner in a special way. But I want it to be bigger than a co-op. I want it to be a collective." And he didn't really understand what that meant at the time. But now that we're in this group call, and I've been doing the group calls for every day for 4 years. Jason and I partnered, but he wasn't necessarily like a full operations partner. He's been helping me on the back end learn this program that we have, that he's helped to build, pretty much has founded this tech company called Growth OS. And that's what that is Jason's baby. And he's licensing the use of the services to us. And so we have our own like collective, private collective area where I can do the people thing, and I can hang out and we can talk about planting and soil and seeds. But what's really great about being a partner with Jason in this Growth OS service that we now have as an upper level tier of membership is that it's really technical. Like, we have the basic level, we have a nice, really easy step-by-step process of, say, learning how to grow it, learning how to trim it, learning how to farm it is kind of like the basis of the collective. But if you want to skip all of the physical stuff and you just want to go to digital, we have the ability to take your business and start your business on the digital side, all the while you're doing the physical side. This is what I'm doing every day. Is I can't physically be outside working and for 16 hours a day, but I can do a few hours building my business on the computer in the morning. I can come out, then it gets really hot, and then I can go in, have lunch, get on the computer, work on my website, work on my funnels, work on my sales, marketing, advertising, working on those things digitally. Then I can come back outside and enjoy the evening, the afternoon, and work. This is kind of like my ideal job that I've always wanted. But don't skip that digital side, is what I'm saying. Don't skip it. Because as much as I was frustrated yesterday about it, I was 4 hours. I'm trying to also tell people that are coming into the meeting, I said, hey, we're having a very focused upper level meeting right now. We're just not shooting around right now, getting all these questions done. So I need you guys to focus with us and notice what we're doing right now. Because yesterday we hooked up emails, business emails. We helped to create automations on top of our Growth OS system, linking integration software, so that way we could create webhooks and special links and begin to make not only this business more robust and automated, but then to show others how to do it with theirs. So we recorded it. That video is in the members area in the Growth OS section. And I mean, that was 4 hours. It was intense. Thanks to Jason, like, that's what he does. So it's like one of the things that Dee said, one of our members, she was like, look, Kendrick, like, I know this is frustrating, but like, you're really good at some things and you're just not as good in other things, and it's okay, you know. And she's got a son similar to my age, and she stuck it out with us in there. And she's also really into marketing and advertising. We have a teacher member that's really, 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 really amazing and really good at what she does. She's been marketing, advertising, and teaching programs and systems, and has clients, multi-million dollar clients. She's been doing this for 20 years. So she's in the systems. She knows what's up. She's sat there and practiced with them many times. And sometimes I'm just like, why do I have to do this? You know, now with AI being here, it's like, can't AI do it? And yes, while AI is right there with us, it's not going to do it for us. So thankfully, we did have Workspace AI, Workflow AI, inside of Growth OS, which is an AI self-service tool. It's like their chatbot, their AI chatbot, and they have everything. that we needed there. So I'm just reflecting on yesterday's trials, tribulations. I mean, that was an intense 4 hours, and I'm trying to tell people that I'm a little overwhelmed at the sheer amount of communication that's happening, because we're having a lot of interest right now. A lot. You know, we're capturing upwards of 50 new emails every single day. I now have almost 30,000 emails and phone numbers and connections inside of our Growth OS system. Now, that's in my account, you know, my business account. But what I do is I give you your own business account for a monthly price. And you can have your website, phone number, email, build your funnels, which are journey sequences, you know, multiple page funnels are like ideas that you're trying to work on, something simple. And then people can follow through the journey as it gets more, say, in depth, and flow people through and lead people through. Like, not everybody's going to go all the way through. So you just kind of put little points and moments there where if somebody wants to stop, they can get that particular deal. But then if they want to keep going, they want to keep learning more, they can. That's kind of like a journey system. We call that, it's called a funnel. Some people think it has a bad connotation. I heard this guy yesterday. He's like, I don't even really want to say funnel. Probably just because he said funnel a million times. And I get it. I think marketers and advertisers, because, you know, I listen to podcasts, business podcasts all day, every day when I'm out here working. I think they're trying to find new creative ways to market and advertise. And that's also what we're teaching and telling people. Like, I'm living my life out here with you, farming, but I'm also got the camera on and I've got the mic on, and I'm just talking over time, my experiences every single day. Yesterday, I talked to this lady in Land O'Lakes, and she signed up for membership. She's been following for many years. Another guy called me yesterday, and he says he's been watching me for many years. He said he's got about $7,000 to lend the company. And I'm going to meet up with him next week and potentially get a $7,000 check for us to develop this farm and develop this business a little bit more. You know, I'm going to rent equipment. I told him that I have an allocation plan. I have information that I'm going to send him today just to get him primed and warmed up for our meeting so he can see the ins and outs and the details of this business. But he was already kind of like, hey, I've been listening and following you for many years. So I know that you're good for it. I said, thanks. That's exactly right. That's exactly what I'm trying to do here, is get this business going using the technology that we have. The back end, as great as it is to sell this plant, this moringa plant, there's more strategy in the tech side, because I could have 100 customers that just make my business, just 100 customers. All you need is your first 10 orders and your first 100 customers. And then as you learn how to communicate in a business language that keeps attracting them to come back over and over, then you could start with $100 a month in revenue, not just from physical products. We're talking digital products is what I'm saying too. There's a lot of things surrounding moringa, the moringa space, that I want to get our listeners involved with, because there's tools, there's equipment. Also, another big thing that we need help with in this business are teachers. Yeah, teachers. So if you're willing and able to just learn about moringa first, one of the things that we're missing in this space is actually a consistent amount of teachers. And those teachers should have some plants growing. And if you don't, it's okay. Because if you have a love and a passion for moringa, it's going to shine through. You're going to learn this material. You're going to make sure to assimilate what's really important. What does someone need to know first about moringa? You know, when you want to teach them, when they're asking their first questions, start creating a list of your own questions, and then a year from now you can look back on that sheet. What were your first 10 questions with moringa? What are your first 10 questions that you might have about moringa? What does it do? What is it good for? How does it grow? How do I eat it? How much money can I make? Where can I grow it? What all can I make from it? Is it profitable? Can I grow it from a cutting? Where does it grow? So we can now, throughout the rest of this video here, talk about the top 10 questions people have about moringa. And I'll answer them with you one by one. If you can, in the comments below, can you ask several questions in the comments below? I want to know what your top questions are. Give me your top 1 or your top 3 questions in the comments below. I would like to hear what are your first questions, so that way by that act of writing those down, you actually can screenshot that, save that, put that aside, and look back at that a month from now, 6 months from now, and begin to start answering those questions in a way that you could become a teacher. We're seeking teachers over growers. We have more people in our collective network that need to know this information, that are constantly needing help. One of the things that I need help with is teachers that can teach people how to use technology, how to log in to the app on their phone, and how to access the information, because the information is already there. But we also need people and collective support agents, teachers and agents and assistants that are interested about moringa, that can answer the top 10 questions about moringa, and that can direct people where to go. We have hundreds of people coming into our systems every single month, and we could use your help to organize and answer those questions. I'm getting lots of questions every day about, wow, I've never even heard about moringa. What is it? And I tell people that, very simply, it's a tree. And they're like, oh, moringa is a tree? I thought it was an herb. Well, trees have leaves, and leaves are herbaceous. So they are herbs. Oh, wow. Bonus section. Now that we have some space in our pots, and we have some of these trees that were really small when I pulled them out, I've got some gaps in here. And I can go ahead and just start putting these trees in the pots, thicken these pots back up again, and any spacing that I see is empty, to go ahead. Oh, look, this pot doesn't even have any. So I might even just take this whole pile right here and just put 10 of them in here. just to see. I'm putting them in quite deeper than normally because it is still, it's really hot, really dry right now. And I want to get these babies wet, so I might go ahead and put some water on these babies. It might rain later, actually. Getting one in the center here. But now we've got just a handful here. Oh, look, here's another one that's pretty empty. I'll go ahead and even just do something crazy like this. You guys, I'm a little loco. Check this out. I've got a whole handful right here, right? And I'm just gonna say maybe put a couple here. A couple here. And a couple here. And hope that all of these trees come back in good time, good standing. The ones that don't make it in the cluster weren't going to make it. So the ones that do are also going to make it, and they're going to feed the ones that are struggling. Extra bonus material. Enjoy from Grow Moringa Farms. Thanks for watching. I'm Kendrick Henry, your local USA Moringa farmer. Thanks a lot. Peace. Now that we made it to this beautiful section of the nursery, we're going to go ahead and trim these greens back because you can see the trees are starting to get long and lanky. We're just starting to get into real summer heat and rains. We're going to spend the next 30 days. August is just rain, 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 rain. So we want to make sure we maximize the sun exposure and we reduce the amount of pests, bugs, mold, and bacteria in the nursery by trimming the trees up, utilizing the greens at the same time because they're green, not yellow. We're not waiting until they turn yellow. We're grabbing them while they're green. This also brings the trees back short. It pops all the tops off to thicken the stems up and for them to push out all new greens. We'll fertilize in here. We'll drop moringa fertilizer, spray extract in here so that way it helps to flush out and bring these greens back after such an extreme cut. Well, we're going to come in here and we're just going to grab these greens. It's most likely going to rain a little bit later. So this helps to just open up the beds. I get to assess and see how many trees are actually inside of each pot, and I can also just throw in some more seeds if I want to in this space. I do have the sprinkler here that's working. And this is all we're doing is really just all right. Pull some weeds back. Pull anything out of the pot. And as we work our way around here, we may get to the pots. So there's lots of opportunity here with lots of greens. You see the guys out in the field in the truck there, getting the back line trimmed up. They help to trim up back here on the top left. You see they're starting the machine up. And we'll cut these trees back while those guys are cutting those trees back. Start to get these greens trimmed back even more once again. Solidify. these. Moringa pots. Some of them with lots of weeds in them. Come through and weed these pots. It's definitely easier to weed pots than the ground. This is just purslane. Purslane takes over. We don't have many moringa trees in these ones with purslane. I wonder if I should go ahead and just pull these purslanes back. And then I have space to plant some more. I'm just going to put the purslane out here. Just weeding. Noticing that if there's a big purslane, there's not a lot of moringa, so I got to make sacrifices. The purslane is getting out of hand, and these pots need to be flourishing with moringa. And I have a handful of moringa right over there on the table, that if I've got a couple pots over here that are empty, I know what to do. Keeping this area clean, free from weeds, and these sticks and stems super big. We don't want no weeds in these pots. Only moringa. Nice. Wow, look at this weed. That tree can grow normal. That tree can go normal. That tree can go normal now. All these trees in here are wonky because there were so many weeds in here. But there's a couple that can grow well. Boom, just pop those tops. Those will thicken up. Okay. All right, we're gonna keep rocking down this aisle, popping tops, getting these trees super thick. Yeah, all of these trees super thick, weeding, getting all of the little extra stuffs out of here, and just getting these trees super big. Keeping them short and stubby. Yeah. These will be good trees to sell towards the end of summer as they get super big in here. Now is a good time to get in here and do some weeding and see really where the moringa is. This one only has one. big one. So there's actually a lot that we can do here. This one particularly. This whole row even. It's like the oldest. And so I've already gotten a lot of trees out of here. Doesn't even look like there's a single tree left in this one. Here. Lots of opportunity here. Lots of spiders in here. That's why we're coming back here. Clean this area out. I gotta get rid of all of this purslane. Now that we have it nice and big, we'll use it. There we go. Wow, these are getting pretty big though. Yep. This is a good practice to have. Keeping your orchard, keeping your nursery trimmed back. I probably have the 100 for the big tree order just in here. But we're gonna send them 100 from out in the field. They're a little bit bigger. So I'm saying, like, I'm gonna have to wait a little while longer to get these babies a little bit thicker. I mean, a lot of them are really nice. By doing this, this helps to clean them out, thicken them up even more, pop all the tops, get the sunlight in, chance to resprout all new tips. That's what this is for. And to make a harvest. Let's see where all these babies are. Size-wise. It's good. It ends up coming to about 5 or 10 per pot. You know, I might plant 50. I've probably already taken a few out of here when we first started getting tree orders in April. Great. This gives us a really good handle on where we are tree-wise in the pots here. Yeah, real clear. Now that we have about 5 or so in each pot, cleaned out. When you have a lot of rain and a lot of greens coming in, it can cause a lot of yellowing. We're going to have to sift through these and pull any lower yellows off as we're processing these trees, just pulling yellows off, especially in these ones. So, you know, we come through at least to help out a little bit, to keep it more green than yellow. We have to come through and maybe just pop the lowers off That's how we kind of keep it really organized. Right now I don't have to do a full separation, but before going in to actually separate and wash, I could have a little bit of a care right now before I put it in the pile to just make sure I'm not putting in yellows. Especially since this batch now has a little bit of yellows in each one of these. What I can do is I can at least create a semi-clean batch and see, okay, these ones are really yellow. Just really trying to toss any of the real yellow stuff first. You'd be surprised. I mean, you can hide yellows in powder. You can't really hide yellows in loose leaf, and we sell a lot of loose leaf. So we just figure if we can keep it clean going in, then we know what's coming out. I mean, there's a whole pile of yellows at my feet. I'll show you. Just by doing this little process. Here's not much, but it helps tremendously just to get that first little bit of yellow off. So we have an understanding here of standards. Let me put it in the pile here. Clean. Much cleaner. We just have like a pile of yellows right there. And we pretty much got all the yellows off of here. Maybe a few pieces. But for the most part, mostly all the yellows now are off of this batch. So that way we just process greens. Look at that, real clean. Any yellows we'll just pull right off. We don't need them. Yeah, usually just lower branches. That's why we have to come in now to harvest, because otherwise it'd be a lot more. Let's keep going. As we go down, all right, we're going to keep going. Keep going down row 2. Good chance and good time for weeding, trimming. Now I can see clearly here what's what. I'll get what I can today. Here, I may just do the first 2 rows right now, then get to greenhouse and cleaning and mowing, and get back to this throughout the day. Sometimes I get a little bored and need to switch it up in different areas. I want to get on the machines. I want to do some exciting stuff. Not that pulling weeds ain't exciting. All right, getting this place cleaned out still every day. is a process. Keeping this place clean, especially now in the summertime. These things are growing like weeds. We are having a hold on it though. We really are having a beautiful handle on this year's weeds and things. We really do. We're better at it. We keep on top of it. When you do it this way, you actually have a lot less. Like I've been having this growing for 4 or 5 months. April, May, June, July, for 4 months, and I've only had to weed it once. Like this. Because we keep this space clear and clean. Yeah, let me grab. Okay. Now I got a little barrel that I can put weeds in. And then I've got a barrel that I can put greens in. Because I don't want to just throw weeds on the ground. Nice. Just what I needed. Wow. Nice little cleanup. And let's do a little trim up. This soil is actually kind of low, but it's keeping these greens, these trees super thick in here. Yeah, lots of big trees in there. Oh yeah. Creeping down. Creeping down the lane. So many weeds. Wow. Lots of weeds. more weeds and grass in these last couple ones. This was really good for me to see. I had to pull out a lot of this purslane. It's really starting to get big, some of these. We'll replant purslane. We're back. Let's dump these greens. These ones I have to go through. Some of them have yellow. So we'll go through those. And just keep working our way down on this side. You can always meet up. I still need to get to the greenhouse, so I might transition here soon and start making my way down to the greenhouse. I got some mowing and some cleaning up to do over there, and I need to trim those trees back in there. I may not be able to use the greens in the greenhouse. A lot of them look to be like splotty and blotchy, and white. So there's some trees in here. Definitely just pulled one out. That's my biggest fear is I go for weeds and I pull out trees. Gosh, how terrible. There's a couple big ones here in this one. They got a nice life in here. As long as they're not crowded out by weeds. These babies seem to be pretty happy. Nice. Wow, it's almost like I could plant several trees in each one of these pots. There's big purslane here. We want it. We just don't want it in our pots like this. It's too much. Beautiful purslane, but we don't want it in our pot. We're going to put this in the garden. We want our garden back here to be covered in purslane. Oh. Oh yeah. I'll at least get this row done. And we'll get the other tomorrow. Shouldn't be much more. Lots of purslane. Lots of purslane. All right. Lots of yellows that we'll sift out. Let's just get this last half right here. And then we'll get the rest tomorrow on the other side. But for now, while we still have a little bit of time, we'll get the greenhouse. This stuff can't wait. Right here. There's too much at stake. Just sit by and let these weeds take over our pots, and then to just not utilize the pots is just useless. They're sitting here, we need to use them. It's a great time of year, and we don't want to be taken advantage of. We don't want to lose advantage of this amazing summer, rainy season. They kind of act as like tilling. There's some trees that are pretty big in here though. Just by doing this, helps them to get a little bit bigger. Oh yeah, this is when, this was kind of like the make it or break it time. And now, these roots are taking off super deep in the pots. That's a great harvest. Trimming. Lots of greens. Lots of greens from these trees. Huge asset. Probably at least a couple pounds every time I come through. At least 1 or 2 pounds every month, every other month. I think it's been maybe 2 months, because I got here April, June. It's really only been a month since I haven't really come back here and harvested it. I guess it was about a month ago. Yeah, I harvested all this about a month ago. Now, this is looking real good. Bring these babies back. Let some sunlight in. Pull these unwanted weeds. Show us what we really got. There we go. Look at that. I almost pulled out. I'm going to go. Oh, I did. Let's put you back in a good spot. There we go. Lots of greens cut back. Lots of weeds removed from here. Let's go ahead and transition over to the greenhouse. Now that we've made our mark here today, clean. Super clean. Wow. All the tops are popped. All these babies will get super thick. I can plant a few more. I can see where I can plant a few more. But for now, we got ourselves a nice table full that we'll start to organize here. And pulling off any greens that are not green. We call those yellows. And the first part of this cleanup is going to be taking off any yellows right away. Before getting them into the edible pile. Lots of yellows here. So we'll just take our time, get these cleaned up. And let's get to cleaning out the greenhouse as we get these washed up and on the racks. Lots of yellows. But still, lots of greens. I'll take a little bit of yellows for a lot of greens any day. All right, thanks a lot for watching. We'll be right back.